To watch this video in Hindi, go to the video settings, click on audio tracks and then select your preferred language. Please keep the auto-translated subtitles on. Today's topic is slightly controversial. Yes, I am talking about the dark stuff, Abhichara. To be specific, Vashikaran, Mohan, Stambhan, Uchatan, Videshan and Maran. They are the reasons for people fearing Tantra and Mantra so much. Actually, people think Tantra has a stronger connection to dark magic than to its main purpose, that is, spiritual growth. Today, let's explore this mysterious topic and see what it really is. More than beliefs, I'll focus on history and scriptures. So, without further ado, let's dive in. Tantra is undeniably associated with ritualistic practices, and some of them are dark. They are not meant for attaining moksha or even spiritual growth. These practices are designed to achieve certain worldly goals, completely related to our life and interests. That's why they are generally frowned upon. Let's find out the origin of Abhichara. Vashikaran refers to the ability to make others do certain things without their awareness, basically controlling their actions. It's like the imperious curse from today's popular magic world. Mohan is the power to hypnotize someone. Stambhan is the power of stunning someone or something. They will lose the ability to move, speak, or do anything. The power of Stambhan is deeply linked to the 8th Mahavidya Baglamukhi. Think of her iconography, holding the tongue of a demon and beating him. His power of speech has been taken away. Uchatan means to expel someone from a place. Videshan is to spread enmity among certain groups of people. And Maran is the worst, Avada Kedavra. Abhichara Kriyas first appear in the Vedas, the 4th Veda, the AtharvaVeda. The other Vedic literature that preceded it, the Rig Veda, Samveda and Yajur Veda, were mainly concerned with cosmic knowledge, spiritual philosophy and rules of the holy fire ritual that we call Yagna. Upanishads are deeply engrossed in the highest level of spiritual philosophy, but Atharva Veda is completely different from all this. Its purpose is to solve the problems of daily life of people. And in order to do that, various types of rituals have been prescribed, and some of them can be harmful to others. Now let's see what kind of problems the Atharva Veda solves. Atharva Veda primarily focuses on subjects like treatment of diseases, in some cases involves gender-specific health issues. This Veda is also very concerned with the cure of cattle diseases. Solutions to social and family problems such as conflict between husband and wife, neighbors, even problems related to love. There is a ritualistic practice called Shanti, meaning peace. These rituals are performed to bring positive energy. I guess many of us know this because even today, the Shanti ritual is often performed in regular Indian households. There are also ways to fulfill the different desires of people: gain of children, specifically male heir, wealth, long life, new land, and so on. This Veda also takes the initiative in solving mental health issues such as sadness relief, anxiety relief, etc. All of these are positive actions, and now comes the dark part. Many Atharva Vedic mantras were dedicated to protect people from evil spirits like Rakshas and Pishachas, and also destruction of negative influences that we commonly know as Alakshmi. Atharva Veda also gives mantras that can prevent or reverse dark magic done by others on a person. And the most important is the conquest of the enemy, for which many forms of Abhichara Kriyas have been prescribed. But is this something very unique to Indian culture, the country of snake charmers as perceived by the Western folks? Not at all. Magic was a very common part of ancient human life. In ancient Mesopotamian culture, for example, magic was a tool through which they understood the meaning of the events that happened around them, such as the arrival of a comet. Ancient Egyptian writing also mentions spells and curses to inflict insults and harm on enemies. Manifesting worldly desires through magic was an integral part of the Greek civilization as well. Mayans and Celts were very much into magic. It is a shared history of human civilization that may have been lost in some other places, but the land of India has preserved the knowledge. As mentioned earlier, enemy conquest is one of the major subjects where I found the maximum number of Abhichara Kriyas. It's all about some mantras with specific prayers or wishes and some rituals along with them. In some cases, the prayers are for the enemies to suffer from diseases. Some acts are for making the enemy's wife barren. Some prayers aim to frighten the enemy's army and try to create discord among themselves. Some prayers are for hypnotizing or stunning the enemy army. And some acts are directly aimed at the worst. Back then, it was kind of a war strategy for influential people. Things like applying magic or invoking gods were integral parts of overall war planning in those days, when we didn't have lethal modern weapons. Now back to Tantra. Tantric texts have some similarities to the AtharvaVeda. In Tantra as well, there is a branch that is focused not on spiritual growth but on harnessing the mystical forces of nature for specific purposes. Not all of these acts are necessarily aggressive. Mantras like curing diseases or getting rid of ghosts are definitely protective. Yogini Tantra is one of the modern tantras. It has been composed in a manner where we see Lord Shiva as the narrator, and he, being the ultimate guru, passes the knowledge of Tantra, including Abhichara, to goddess Parvati. This text mentions the names of the specific deities who are to be evoked with the intention of Abhichara. It is also mentioned that these acts are suitable for courageous people only, because the path is not at all easy. Places are fixed for each ritual. Some of the mentioned places are temples, empty houses, forests, and in specific cases, crematoriums. Actually, the specifications are noticeable in these rituals. One has to choose specific days, times, hours, places, ingredients, and methods to get desired results. Even the slightest of mistake can yield very negative consequences for the performer. It's understandable. If you are demanding more than what you are naturally allowed to have, you must pay the price as well. That's why Lord Shiva says that this knowledge should not reach people of inferior intelligence and ill intent. Kalika Puran is a very respected ancient Upapuran. It also talks about various rituals, including those that can save kings from losing battles, which indicates that these rituals are not for selfish personal gains only. They were meant to be used as war strategies as well. Another tantric text called the Kali Tantram deals with everything from curing diseases to destroying enemies. Along with other Abhichara Kriyas, it talks about how to stun natural elements, mainly water and fire, Jal Stambhan and Agni Stambhan. But in the end, the same message comes. Don't disclose this knowledge to ill-intended people. In all tantric texts, Lord Shiva says the same thing. This knowledge should not fall into the hands of any evil person who is cruel, selfish, hypocritical, and jealous. What I gathered is that these powers are not supposed to be used for mere selfish gains. In those texts, warnings have come in different ways. For example, the more ambitious the action, the more complex the methods. And not only that, forgetting even a single point, the entire evil will fall on the person who has committed this act. But the problem is, power or knowledge is always pure. The intention of the person using it determines what form this power will take. But if someone believes in these things, they should also know that scriptures say every action, be it positive or negative, brings consequences. The Brahma Vaivarta Purana says that whatever good or bad deeds a person does, those get engraved in his spiritual record, and he must go through the consequences. So performing Abhichara is also subject to karmic bonds. I would like to end this video by saying that personally I have no experience with all these forces. This discussion was academic. I know nothing about practical applications and their powers. I'm just a learner who loves to study ancient things. So in my opinion, please stay away from things you don't understand. Not all mysteries have to be solved. See you soon.